Okay. Whew. We are well over 41 minutes without starting. 41 minutes into the time we were supposed to have started. So please, my sincere apologies. We had not just a little technical issue, we had lots of technical issues. I'm going to get the whole thing started right now, but I'm just sending notifications around. Please give us about 5 minutes to start. We'll start in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Okay, let us get into it. Um, so today was really supposed to be um very um practical session, but technology had other things, I had other plans. So what I'm going to do is really I'm going to I'm going to go through it. I'll try not to rush so much. Let's begin, shall we? Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I would like to start by saying I'm not here as a compliance officer. I'm not here to sell you a framework. This is the Change Catalyst School AI virtual webinar for April. And we did a little bit of survey to see the kinds of people, what they do, some of our attendees and what they do. And I saw quite one of the things that are common there is that we have a number of technology folks and a number of engineers. I know we have other people. We're going to be getting to everyone in the coming months. We're trying to really focus on what you do to see how this helps. And depending on how this, meets you, you can just please send feedback. There's a poll after this, there's a survey. You can update it and let us know, this is something we want to keep targeting so that it's not just random and just all over the place. We want it to be something you can take from here today and begin to use it. Now, I'm here as someone that understands how systems behave when they are uncontrolled, when there's no definition, when requirements are not exactly explicit, and they're still expected to perform reliably. What a lot of what I do sits at the intersection of technology adoption and business decision making. And quite a lot of risk management. You can't do any of these things without risk management in real world technology environments. I've spent time working with teams and organizations where they adopt tools faster than they make policies for them. There are no governance structures overseeing any of those things. There's a lot of innovation without any form of structure. And then people are expected to deliver results with very limited resources. When I'm talking about resources, I'm talking about governance. Like if you create something, now you're the team that's creating it. Who owns it after you've created it? Who's responsible for any of the tools that you're implementing or any of the processes you're implementing? The technology team or the project team just creates those things and then dumps it where. If people need to use it, if it's a link to, say, a tool or an application or an intake system, who is responsible for how do they know where to go to that link? Who advertises it? Those things are very important if you're going to function as an enterprise. No matter how small you are, you want to create a system that anybody can plug into and play immediately. So this session isn't about, theorizing anything. It's about answering very practical questions. It's about answering very practical questions that allows you that like things like how do you safely integrate something that's unpredictable like AI? Into systems that depend on you, things that you're already using today, but now here comes artificial intelligence. Everybody's talking about it. How easy is it for you to immediately integrate it into your existing systems, something you're used to, you've been doing for a while, your business? Because whether we plan it or not, AI is already in the way we work. It's already in the way in which we implement our work. It's already influencing our decisions. Think about the advertisements you're seeing. Think about the people that you're able to reach. It's already influencing your decisions. And in many cases, it's already operating without any form of guidelines. Imagine that is influencing your decisions, but now is operating without any form of guardrail. So today we're going to approach this the way that engineers do, the way that technology people do. So if you're working in farming, if you're working in fashion, if you're working in events, if you're working in fitness, if you're working in wellness, if you're working in healthcare, anywhere in which you work, you want to be able to, let's think about this from a technology, from a technology and implementation perspective. So we're going to break it down into components. We're going to break it down into failure points. We're going to break it down into control mechanisms. And by the end of this session, you won't just understand AI governance, you would have built a working version of it for your own environment. Fingers crossed, right? If you have your laptop or anywhere around you, please, I'm going to let you know when you want to pick it up and just maybe slide into ChatGPT or Gemini or your Google, anything, any of the LLMs, and we will go right in. Now, I want to take a moment to explain why I'm the one having this conversation with you, right? I'm not going to start spitting titles. I know in Africa we like a lot of titles. In Nigeria we like titles. I'm not going to talk about that, but I work with a lot of technology people, and I know that titles aren't really their thing. They are more about what can you solve for me? I'm more of a problem solver, and I'll tell you about what I do and the tools that and some of the ways in which I work, the kinds of problems that I'm used to solving. My work sits in environments where technology adoption is moving fast. I've talked about that. There's hardly any structure to accommodate the new processes and systems that are being put in place. New things are happening all the time. Teams are expected to deliver results very quickly. In those environments, one thing is always very clear to me. Tools don't fail. Systems fail. It's not AI that will fail. It's not those technologies they're integrating AI into that will fail is a system that's not meeting expectations, that was not built to accommodate and integrate and adopt this AI tool, because AI is a tool that would fail if it doesn't work well in your organization. And when do systems fail, right? Systems fail when inputs are not controlled. It has access to your data. Everything about your clients is on your LLM, is on your artificial intelligence. Responsibilities are not clearly defined. Requirements are not clearly defined. Now let's bring that into AI. AI is a tool, yes, but it's not just any tool. We haven't seen anything like this in ever. We haven't seen anything like this, even in the most intense technology discoveries. It's a non-deterministic system component. It means that the same input does not always produce the same output. The output may sound correct, even when it's wrong, and the system does not inherently understand consequences. So if you introduce that into the way in which you work without structure, you're effectively introducing a controlled unpredictability. You're putting your business at risk. Most businesses are not actively managing these kinds of risks because their data governance system is moot. And that's a conversation we really need to have in Africa. So this session is not just about any AI governance. We've been doing that for the past 3 months. Go to our Instagram page. This is our fourth of these webinars, and we are very happy to be bringing this to you, and happy also to tell you that we're going to be doing this for the next 1 year. We can guarantee that. After that, we will have future conversations. If you guys keep joining, please, because sometimes it gets lonely up here. Now, part of what I also do is, how do we design systems that remain reliable even when AI is involved? This unpredictable, intimidating tool. How do we design a system around it? That's the lens that we're going to be using throughout today's session. Now, these webinars are targeted specifically at African small and medium enterprises in Africa. Right now, a lot of the people that are watching us are mostly from Nigeria and West Africa, typically, and a few people from the diaspora. Now, let's zoom out for a moment, because this conversation is not just technical. I'm trying not to make it technical. You will get a little bit technical at some point, but I'm trying not to make it technical. It's contextual. We're having this conversation in Africa, right? And that matters. It matters. Why? Because historically, access to advanced tools has been limited by cost, infrastructure, and skill. But that's changing. We want that to change, right? Because of so many things that I've talked about in the past, but I don't want to go into all that. Today, a small business can access AI tools. It can access automation platforms, global information with almost no barrier, simply subscription. And sometimes you don't even need that much subscription. That changes everything for Africa. Because now a small team can compete with larger organizations. Decisions can be made faster. Execution can scale faster. But here's the key insight. Access alone does not create advantage. Execution does. And execution always depends on how well systems are designed, how risks are managed, and how consistently outputs are controlled. Africa has always operated under constraints, and constraints, it limits how creative we can be, it limits how efficient we can be, it limits, we're resilient, but it pushes us to the limits. Now, combine that with AI, our creativity, efficiency, and resilience, combine that with the access that AI gives us, all the tools, all the opportunities, all the information, the speed that larger organizations usually would employ a larger workforce to achieve. Now we have access to that because Africa has one of the largest number of SMEs in the world. And SMEs are what drives economies. The largest economies that we know today, China, America, Japan, even European ones, where and are driven by SMEs. So imagine that we have all that access that years of research has achieved in other places. We have access to all that information. So we're not starting from the ground level. We're starting based on all the information that we know, and we are going into there. And I always talk about, creating a narrative for Africa and training artificial intelligence in such a way that we are able to create our own archive of understanding and learning. So we're no longer having an archive of backwardness, underdevelopment, and all those things. We're creating our own archive. We're creating an intelligence system that is updated in real time based on our own lived experiences that are rich in information, in development, in history, in culture, in our peculiar way of doing business and the things that make us uniquely successful. Now, you have the potential for this exponential impact, but only if it's used correctly, because the same tool that accelerates you can also expose your weakness, amplify your mistakes, and reduce trust in your business. So this moment, we are not just an opportunity, we are in a responsibility moment. So it's great, it's awesome, but only if we move as we should move, right? Now let's frame this. Let's frame this for, what it means to think as an engineer. When engineers think about risk, they always think about future, about failure. They're always thinking about what could go wrong. They're always thinking about, does it work? Is it useful? But AI introduces a different kind of failure, not loud failure, silent failure. Remember I said in one of the previous slides that you can start using something, but it will take a while before you realize the impact of how detrimental what you've introduced into your system is, because you introduced AI into a system that's not working, that was faulty. AI systems often produce outputs that, they look correct, they sound confident. Have you ever used ChatGPT? It says, yes, I can, but most of the information it's bringing to you is probably jargon because that's what is being fed. They always appear complete. I am a student as well, and I read about and I use a lot of ChatGPT in my research, and many out of 100, almost 98 out of 10 times, 100 times, it will tell me, yes, I can, and it will develop this great looking thing, and you do your research and it looks like it's crap information that is bringing you. It's hallucinating, it's lying. This creates a dangerous situation. Imagine that you're a business and you've built your projections and you've quantified how much you need to buy, how much you need to sell, what your clients look like, what your clientele looks like. You built a proposal, you built projections for your business based on this, and it's all wrong simply because your data governance was weak. Now, because people start to, trust outputs without verification, they automate decisions prematurely, meaning if it's looking like this, then yes, without any form of steps for validation for what the outputs AI brings out to them. Let's make this practical. Imagine AI generates a financial estimate, it drafts a technical report. I'm going to show you some logs, we're going to test some of this. Then it will now suggest a solution to an issue. And if the output is wrong and no one checks it, the system doesn't break immediately, it degrades over time. It could be your relationship with your clients. It could be the ways in which you work, By the time the error is discovered, decisions have been made, customers have been impacted, people have suffered, you've lost a lot of things, and the trust you have with your customers has been impacted. That's why governance matters. This is why governance matters. So how do we solve this? We are not like I said, I'm not here to talk about policy. I'm not here to talk about jargons. I'm not here to talk about theory. Let's start with engineering thinking. Let's start with a particular frame of mind. You might need to unlearn a few things and relearn and start learning again. Map your system. Where is AI being used right now? Your phone, your Gmail, your email accounts, your social media, your financial, whatever financial tool you use. Trust me, you're not using that data, but people are using that data. They have people, there's access to that data to places you can't even begin to imagine. Your web footprint. A lot of these things are being mapped, a lot of these things are being seen. You need to also control inputs, because bad inputs always guarantees bad outputs. Jargon in, garbage in, garbage out. That's what my parents used to say when we were growing up. But because AI, doesn't validate itself, right? It's a tool. It's a logic. It's a set of algorithms. The same thinking, we need to apply this same thinking to the ways in which we use AI. AI is not just another component. If you do not trust if you're going into if you're so imagine that you turn on your laptop and it asks you, do you want to connect to this system, and you don't trust it, what do? You shut it down, you don't let it. But a lot of us, the mistake we're making is we are seeing AI being infiltrated and it's being integrated without our consent, without our active participation into a lot of these systems that we've already started using, and we're letting it. We can use it, we can leverage it. And I say this every month, I say it in every webinar. AI isn't just another, component that, one is not just another component that you require. It requires, stricter validation because of how unpredictable it is. It's automated, it's quick, but it's not intelligent. It doesn't know what to look out for. It doesn't know what you need to look out for. You know what you need to look out for. You need to put in triggers into your system to flag AI, to flag certain validation points, to flag, to ask it to flag certain things to you. There needs to be stricter validation processes. Now, what do you need to do? You need to begin in very little ways. You need to start small, build a structure that allows you to be able to catch some of these things, be more conscious, educate yourself, be aware. We have in June, we're going to start a clinic once in a week where we'll take 3 entrepreneurs and we would address some of these. We would, take time with you and go through ways in which you can build systems around AI, build a system that's ready for AI integration. No matter how small your business is, I want to see how we can be more conscious. We can be more consciously integrating AI into our business in a way that functions as a conglomerate rather than letting AI simply, do its thing, using our data and just basically allowing us to just be puppets. So I'm going to take time to do that. So now let's bring this back to you guys, because at the end of the day, it's not about global frameworks, it's not about what you do next. You don't need, it's about what you do next, rather, sorry. You don't need a large team or a complex set of rules or things like that. What you need is where to start from. You need to know where AI is used differently. You need to know where AI is used. You need to define simple rules. I think it was in February that I created a template and I shared with the team. I think I put it on our WhatsApp group for just a simple task checklist for how to own AI in your business. You need to identify where AI is used, and simplify the rules for managing AI, for owning AI. That alone will put you ahead of most businesses. It's just about learning how to use it. And we're here to do this for you, actually, for now, free of charge. Most organizations are just still experimenting. Trust me, large organizations too are still experimenting. They don't have the governance, they don't have the system. There's a huge gap, and that gap is where the risk lives. But it's also it's also, but they are not the ones. It's also something that small businesses need to be concerned about much more, because there's a huge rebound. There's very short rebound opportunity for them. But for small businesses like us, we have a larger gap in terms of rebound, in terms of how we can quickly, recover if these issues impact our business. So let's, I'm going to, so we talked about mapping AI, we talked about all that. It really is about, so remember I said garbage in, garbage out, and then your decision or your action in terms of validation, in terms of next steps, how much do you trust it based on your garbage beginning inputs that you have already put in, but your main role is to know where you want to integrate AI in your pipeline. It's not about, how, it's not about just really what AI does for you. It's more about how, knowing where the AI should be involved in your workflow. It's about knowing how much you want AI to be involved, but most importantly, drilling down to the particulars, to the peculiars of the thing, knowing how to let AI be involved, knowing where AI is involved, where it sits in your pipeline. Then also, very, very important, what are the things that can go wrong in each of these processes, in each of these stages of this workflow that we're talking about? What are the things that can go wrong? You can impute bad data. Bad data meaning that you didn't understand your data properly. You're using the wrong data sets you're using the wrong inputs, expecting the wrong outputs. That's not sustainable. Now, there's also things like hallucination, because AI hallucinates, AI lies. You want it to be able to give you facts. I have examples of when you put in a picture. So imagine if you're all on your phones or your laptop right now, can you just go into ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these LLMs and just type in, give me pictures of Nigerian presidents from 1960? You would see some of the faces will look very funny, or it would switch the years, or it would just mess it up because AI hallucinates. So already, if you're depending on it for decision making, if you're depending on it for your projection, it's already giving you incorrect. You're already going to make wrong decisions. AI also, AI also can be the result of data leak. I remember, I think it was last year in 2025, there was a child that erroneously or mistakenly put their parents' credit card information on AI and basically cleared their whole card. And the parents were threatening to sue ChatGPT because they said ChatGPT should have known that it was private information and flagged it. But guess what? Nobody's monitoring ChatGPT in that way. How many people are they going to monitor? Do you know how many millions of people are using it? Yeah, it says the number is limited compared to what it could be. But there's a lot of people, they're not monitoring it. So if you're putting in even in organizations, large enterprises that are using artificial intelligence, they are they are honestly really very strict about how they integrate AI co-pilots into most of their processes, because they are very afraid of data leaks. They are really slowly even really using AI. Then you're trusting that, oh, I said you should send notifications every month to these people. I said you should tweak it, my content calendar. I'm trusting that every month it will generate a new content calendar, because remember, you can use agentic AI to do that. It will create a new content calendar for you every month. I trust it to do that for me. It could fail. and not do that and repeat exactly what it did last year. And if someone else, if that's what you're using, you will simply be, repeating what you don't want to repeat. You don't have real visibility on insight to change your process because somebody has already, because you trusted it. You're not reviewing and validating. Remember, so you're seeing where some of these validation checks are important. There's also all these things are risks that AI comes with if you don't have the real system. I don't want to talk too much about the risk. I want us to see how powerful African small businesses are, and what an opportunity this is for us. I don't want us to be intimidated. I don't want us to be scared. I know we're overwhelmed already because you're the accountant, you're the marketer, you're the customer service agent, you are the CEO, you are the face, you are the model, you wear clothes, you shake bum bum, you do this, you do food, you do everything, you're the creativity director, you are all of these things. I know we're already overwhelmed, but some of these things can become automated if we just learn to use AI, honestly. But we need to do it from a smart point of view. We need to do it from an informed point of view. And that's really why I'm doing this. But I want you to be inspired by what you can achieve by partnering with artificial intelligence. Now, let's say that, so going a bit more into the practical, because I know some of us will be wondering, okay, after all this talk, okay, so why are you doing it if it's this dangerous? I want to show us some of these, some of the ways in which we can practically use AI that can. So remember that this is a 3-day webinar. Tomorrow we're going to have Coach Ndali, and then on Wednesday we're going to have another of our coaches who's going to really go. We're all going to go into different parts of using AI. I'm starting with governance. Coach Ndali is going to be doing more of PR and media, customer service, marketing, making money on AI. And then on Wednesday we're going to have our coach who's going to be teaching about hacks that reduces the security risk and things like that to your use of AI. Now, so let's say that you're using AI. You want to build an AI guardrail stack. You want to make sure that you remove, let's say you have data. You have a set of data, contains people's names, contains information about your clients. You want to remove those things. Then you want to create specific prompts for specific expectations. So if what you're looking for is your content calendar, if what you're looking for is building a system, a structure for your virtual assistant, you want to build you want to standardize the prompts that you're using. What's the next step of this? You want to make sure that there's different points where a human being is reviewing these things and validating the results and the outputs that AI is giving you, because we're going to go into prompts and I'm going to share some of these things with you. Then the third layer is defining how much do I want AI to really do for me, because this whole idea of human beings doing more of AI, of human beings being replaced by AI, it's it's I don't want to say it's a lie. It's not really feasible. Think about the things that you do, think about how probable it is for AI to actually replace you. Think about the nitty-gritty of the things that you do, the ways in which you do your work, the things that come from your creativity just as a human being. Can AI do that? No. Even if it's simply mundane things, there are certain initiatives that you need to take as a human being, even on those mundane tasks that is just, garbage in, garbage out every day as a human being. AI cannot take those things. So you want to ensure that at every point where AI is automating or doing things for you, put rules in there and define where AI is allowed, to do. Do you want if you are saying that AI should automate your content calendar, or to create or to review data for you, examine data for you, or help you create dashboards. But you're not allowing AI to go into your phone contacts. You're not allowing AI to go into your templates. You're not allowing AI to have your client's information, like their account number, their phone number, or particulars about them. So you have to define where these things go. Some of these things I had already shared a template for outlining these things for each of the AI tools that we use. Now we're going to use we're going to do a live walkthrough. So with that being said, I'm going to use, give me a minute. I'm going to then go into my so we're going to be using Gemini. Usually I use ChatGPT. I've used Gemini a bit, but I find ChatGPT, I don't know, people say ChatGPT is not all that, but I really like ChatGPT. Okay, so we're going to use Gemini. And we're going to create a prompt. So remember that we're doing this from a technology perspective today because we want to, be able to help and support some of our engineering folks. So we said, generate a maintenance report for a power system. It could be generate a maintenance reports for data cleaning system. It could be generate maintenance reports for logistics system. It could be any of your systems that you create for advertising, for customer engagement system, for employee award system. It could be anything, but today, because we're doing more from an engineering perspective, we're doing it this way. So generate a maintenance report for a power system. You go into your Gemini, you prompt it to do just that. And then it creates that for you. This maintenance reports and focusing on. So does somebody want to give me an example that they would be interested in that's peculiar to them? We could do something like that and then review it and see how useful it is, and we can go on from there. Does somebody want to show me, share something that will be relevant or peculiar to them in particular? Okay, I guess we will just go on with what we already have. Okay, so we see what it has here, and what we want to check is how technically accurate it is in terms of, and then the units and measures, you can adjust that. That's something you want to check. So these are the checks and balances that you put into using AI. You don't just create your AI and not check it. Even if you create a website, you want to be able to go into the website and put in some things for yourself without having AI hallucinate and report nonsense back to you. So then you want to now check, okay, so if I use this thing that AI has given me, how safe are they? What are the safety implications? As an expert in your field, more than AI, you have more understanding. Oh, these are the measurements that I'm speaking to. Now you have, these are some of the things that I'm speaking to. It gives you these recommendations, then it gives you this, it sets this up for you. So basically what you're doing is partnering with it to create something that's more for you, is giving you this information based on what obtains across the entire world, guys. It's giving you this information based on what, you know, what obtains across the entire world. It's showing you research and best practices for information all over, with, books, looking at the best places. Some of our prompts could have even gotten, it's just because I don't know what some of us I'm not certain what we do. For some of those of us that are live, I would have loved to, let's just play with this and see how accurate this is. Now, if you want to create an engineering policy, remember we said we're looking at this from an engineering perspective today. What are the things that we want to look at? We want to be very clear, because originally I'm a business analyst. I understand how very important this concept that I'm sharing is, because you have to be able to present your requirements very clearly, very explicitly, not just to the people that are using the AI, but for the AI itself. When you're doing your prompts, you want to specify what use case, where the AI can be integrated, what use case where AI will not be a part of the decision making, will not be included in the integration, will not be included in the process. You want to say the kinds of things. Then you want to say when a person should get involved. You want to make sure that whoever is involved is aware of when they need to be involved. Then you want to put triggers in place to ensure that there are no sensitive things in the prompts, because prompts are usually could be as large as you want, or could be as simple as a single sentence, or even just 2 words. I've tried that. And then essentially, most importantly, you want to make sure that your outputs are validated before you use them, before you submit them, before you share them. And some of us might say, this is something, this is why I don't want to use this AI. What's the point when I'm doing? See how quickly I generated that. Do you know how much research some people would have had to do, questions they would have had to ask before they even came up with some of those things? But you're partnering with AI. Now, it's not just you as a single CEO doing your thing. It's AI acting as your secretary, your customer service manager, your all these things, and there are ways in which we can do that. We're going to be seeing that on day 3 of this webinar, and on subsequent webinars. Now, some of the ways in which you ensure that the data that you're putting, you're sharing, some of the ways in which you ensure that your data is safe and that you can use you're governing your data appropriately, is by doing the necessary checks. You want to make sure that there are no security vulnerabilities. You want to make sure that you understand where your proprietary data is, your customer data, your financial information, just sensitive things you don't want any other person outside the organization to know, because it's not safe. No matter how much maybe you've paid for your co-pilot and it's part of your business, you want to be sure that that's something that you're putting systems, a process in place to make sure that those things don't leak. Now, I want to go into, I want to so the next slide, we're going to build, so I actually created and prepared a slide for those of us for those who are engineers. So I'm just, so if you ask, you can ask, so let's say you have a website, right? And I know that we have one of our last month, our coach last month on the 3rd day had shared this, creating a website, but we're going to impute a prompt for creating a website. But much more than that, we're going to impute a prompt. We're going to ask the AI to generate a prompt to take a certain action to implement a specific task within the website. So you don't need to know how to code to be able to use AI effectively and partner with it effectively. So this is an unpaid Gemini. I don't know if this would even work for an unpaid. If it doesn't work here, we'll go to the next. We'll go to a paid one, to my paid ChatGPT. Who wants to suggest a business? Does anybody have a business? You can put it in the chat. Just describe your business and we'll create. This is also another thing. Do you want it to think fast, or you want it to think you want it to think solve complex problems? Let's try that. We've already tried fast. Let's try thinking. So it takes a longer time and looks more extensively before it responds to gives you outputs. Do we have anybody in the chat who wants to share what they do in the chat? Sunny Bello, Zikora, do you want to share what you do in the chat so that we can get this thing to write us a code? Okay, so I'm going to use my business.
Hello, sorry, good evening. The chat is disabled.
Oh, it is? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. See if you can type in now. Does it work? Perfect. Zikora, thank you. So do you want to share your, like, a description of your business? So we'll use it as a prompt and see how we can ask it to create a code. Thank you. Okay, so while we're waiting, we're just going to run through complete the rest of the slide. While we're waiting for Zikora to just pop that in the chat for us, we will complete the rest of the slide so that we can now focus on that bit. So once we understand a lot of these things, and as we are understanding these things, we want to be able to define who owns every portion of the system that we have built, what the role is, not the names, because sometimes it might be you as a small business owner, but we want to define what the role is. Say you are using artificial intelligence for financial modeling, which you can use artificial intelligence for
Aluma,
financial.
I've dropped something.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so okay. Perfect. Use a website for a small business. Or a retail small business. You want to make the prompt as descriptive as possible. Give it context and a little bit of background. Turkey men's footwear. Brand was and give it a professional face, but also friendly. Include a simple draw assistance. Save. So I figured the unpaid version wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, let's go to ChatGPT. Can you guys see my screen?
I can see what you're doing.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
It's the way I was sharing. Okay, here. Okay. Can you see my ChatGPT now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm going to paste the prompt in there. See what it can do. So you see, it's showing you the code, the Python codes that is using to generate this website.
Hmm.
So for those people who know how to code, they would copy this and then they maybe go edit it. See, it's creating all these things. They'll copy it and then they'll go edit it and integrate their own special preferences. Do you see how it's, including it in different lines of code, including specific requirements in each string? See, and you want to look serious and feel comfortable. He's putting different scenarios: professional online stuff for Turkish men's footwear, built for executives, men who want to look and feel serious. So you see that it's smart. He's taking this data from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes if you don't put an extensive prompt in there, it won't go this far. It's because I said, give the professional face, like I put different conditions in there. So it's so it's building the he's building the customer service agent. Because I said it should provide that. So it's building the customer service agent. So it's built the website now. Then, so you see, this is the style assistant.
Yes.
So the start, see, it's giving you an example. So somebody says, welcome to it. Somebody comes in and he says, I need a brown shoe for work and church. Budget is under 75K. Then the virtual assistant speaks to the person and asks a follow-up question. Then it also provides, so these are the prompts for the special assistant that the special assistant can use. Very simple, very so let's say then you want to ask ChatGPT, okay, build a code for me. Build a code.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Okay.
So if it's thinking too much, you can also tell it to answer now.
If it's taking too long, I should do what?
You will see a place where you say answer now before it starts saying thoughts for. If I click on this thoughts for 5 seconds, it would give me the answer now. See, yeah, sorry. So I don't know if anybody remembers years ago when, even now, website people, they'll tell you, oh, this is how much website costs, but they will not tell you what they are doing. They'll finish making the website, then you now be talking, okay, make this. And because you're not very experienced and you're busy, you just take whatever they give you. I don't know if anybody has asked website people how much they create website now. Some of them will be telling you 400,000, 500,000. And a lot of it is not even as optimized as this. So then they'll tell you, okay, if you want to, is it landing page? If it's landing page, 450,000, but you're paying maybe $30 or $25 for your ChatGPT, and it's doing all these things for you. So all you need to do is just follow on and be consistent. You don't need to see. So it's created the code and then it's imputing it into the website.
The kids are part of the fame. He doesn't. I remember a kid telling me he was going for a jog outside my house and everything was going, and a guy pulls up. Like, hey, all over here.
So on its own, it's going to create the link for you. That's the website which you share to customers.
Yes. Yes. So depending on the platform that it's created it on, then you would then, so let's say you want to sign in. Oh, let's wait for it to finish. Okay, stop. So let's say you want to sign in. It's going to take you to I don't want to install it on my computer, but I've created a website before where it will show you, okay, see, open console. So it will show you how, like, the ways in which you can even edit. You can even update the pictures. You can edit these pictures. Maybe you have your own particular type of pictures.
Yes.
You can update it. You can upload it. You can decide if you even want to create the website in your own domain name, your business domain name. That one, you might have to pay for it. But if you're going to keep it free, you can have the link and you share it with anybody you want to share it with. It's left to you. When you have time, you go into the website, you push one or two things around, put up pictures. Sometimes see it will, where you have contacts. If you have where when it allows you to, do you see where it puts talking? Because we said we're in Nigeria. Do you see? You can now, when you sign in, it will allow you edit these names, all these things. You edit all these things by yourself. So if you want, that's, it's you that would decide how you want your website to look. But if you want to maybe bear a domain name, or you want some extended kinds of things, it would it would
Mm-hmm.
it would make you the platform, because the websites are created on vendor platforms, third-party platforms. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be, I can't remember any of them now, but it will be one of those ones, and it's now left to you to manage how you use that website based on those people's policy. But sometimes you can even tell it exactly the platform that you want, because a lot of times ChatGPT will just randomly choose platforms for you. But you can choose, I don't even know what platform this is right now, but you can choose which one that you want. I think ChatGPT now has a domain for creating website, but you can choose which one of them that you want, and it will do that. But most importantly, you're able to says it's going to keep suggesting, can I do this? What can I do better? Can I do this? Can I do that?
Yes.
It's still doing that, but I would share the link with you. So let's go to it's going on.
But would the website ask you to pay?
It depends on the platform or what you want. You can have the free version.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the free version, you might not necessarily pay, but it will be limited in the things that you can do. But
Mm-hmm.
there are different levels of what you need to pay for. Like it can tell you some of it, most of it, some of it is usually very cheap. If you're not really going for your own domain name, it's not something that's really expensive. Could be maybe like 20K, or but they are usually, so depending on then also you can even ask it to give you create it on pocket-friendly platforms, or you do your separate research, pocket-friendly platforms
Mm-hmm.
used in Nigeria. Then you can now come and ask it to create a website on that platform for you.
Okay.
And then you will do that. Then you're already familiar with what's um you're already
Okay.
familiar with the way it look, with the way that
And
website.
and it, and it's still the link making these suggestions and making these corrections, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's making the updates on the website. The updates is making is
Mm-hmm.
connecting Paystack or Flutter. Those ones are added.
Water wave saying
Yeah. Replace stock photos with real product images, add product detail pages, connect the virtual assistant to real FAQs or WhatsApp
this
chat.
is where it allows you to do the editing yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
the interesting thing about AI is anybody can do this. Anybody. Like there's projection that the next few decades will see the largest number of millionaires and youngest millionaires that the world has ever seen.
Mm.
And the key factor is artificial intelligence, because people can stay in their chair. A child can stay in their chair and see, he said he failed, but then he's still thinking and scanning it to see how he can update back. So a child can stay in their house and simply be on ChatGPT and just creating a whole enterprise, you know. So, and then if you're even going to spend any amount of money, you're spending it on things that you know that it has exponential benefits to your business. So when he finishes this now, I'm going to share the link with you, because actually we could go on and on and on and on. Still scanning and fixing the box. Are you seeing the differences it's making?
Yes. Like it's observing some errors and it's
And fixing them.
Mhm. Mhm. So this
Yeah.
is the strong foods front and sales experience.
Not a complete deployed. So you still need to go and integrate it with, let's say you have a Flutterwave or Stack
Paystack.
accounts, Paystack accounts. You need to go and Paystack integration, real product detail pages, like all your products, you go and put the information, put the pricing, because it's done some it's simulated some of those things, but it's not. Then how people check out. If someone wants to, you can ask it, you can even ask it, build the Paystack version. You
Yes.
follow all these things and sit down with it. So instead of somebody else paying somebody 450,000, 500,000 one night on your phone, you can even do these things on your own phone. So I'm going to share that and put it in the chat for you, so that you have access to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you interact with it a little bit, let me get your feedback. There's always
Okay.
new things to learn on ChatGPT to see,
Yeah.
because this is a newer version of ChatGPT. So I'd like to hear your feedback and see what we can do better. At the end of this session, there's going to be a poll or a survey. Please, can you just fill it so that we'll know, we'll be able to have it on record what you guys do and target a lot of these webinars towards, what would really help you as a business. Give us feedback, give us ideas on what you'd like to see next. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. If we don't
Okay.
have,
Okay. Coming.
you're still looking at it?
It's showing me from where you stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you able to click on the link of the website?
I did, and it went back to the page where you stopped. So I had to go back to copy it to place it on a new page on ChatGPT.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have the paid version?
The paid version?
Yeah.
No. It won't come out.
No, just try. If you just click on preview, actually. Oh, why is it not? Okay.
It said I tried opening your shared link, but it doesn't actually load on any visible conversation content. Wow.
Let's see.
Open the link yourself and confirm it still works on the device. Mhm. Okay, he said, okay, just from that place where you stopped, they say build the Paystack version, and I will turn. Okay, let me just say yes. Okay. He said, below is a clean Paystack integration setup you can plug directly into your existing React storefront. Yeah, install Paystack front end, run this in your project,
Yeah.
and it's already doing add Paystack checkout button. It's showing
Yeah.
some JavaScript.
So
And
what
then
is
number 3, it said use it inside your cart drawer. There are also some, it came out with some code. Then number 4, it said important, do this before going live.
okay?
Add customer email input, very important. Number 6, it said what this gives you immediately. Customer can pay online in Nigeria. Support, then put card, bank transfer, USSD, instant confirmation via Paystack. And then 7, what you still need, critical.
Is confirming all the things to use to enhance the website.
And then he's also suggesting if you want next level, I can upgrade this into a full production ready system with Paystack plus backend verification, other database, admin panel, WhatsApp automation, product upload dashboard.
Are you using your phone or your laptop?
I'm using my phone. My laptop is down.
Oh, okay. It might be better on your,
On the laptop.
yeah.
The laptop is bad. I need to fix it.
Oh,
And
okay.
with all these prompts, it said just say build full back-end system and I'll wire the entire business infrastructure for you. Do you
Maybe
hear what I said?
yeah, select that. Let's see.
Huh?
Select that. Let's see.
Okay.
So what I'm saying you should use your phone, that your phone might be better to do is that I'm sorry, your laptop is
You
that
mean
on,
laptop? Yeah.
yeah, on your laptop, you can see if there are bugs that still need to be fixed that will allow you to click on it like I did, and you'll be able to view, you'll be able to view the website,
Hmm.
but on your phone, there'll be limited.
Maybe. I already said build the entire thing, so that's what it's doing.
Okay. Okay, what we can do is maybe you'll be one of our first clinic people. We can sit down together and we are going to keep troubleshooting this because I have to go in about a minute. So we
Okay.
can keep troubleshooting this but you need a laptop. You need a
The
laptop.
laptop.
Yeah, if you were straightforward, you might not need a phone. Or we can even, you know what, I'll keep working on this. I would see if I can generate a link that links directly to the website itself instead of the ChatGPT prompting page and stuff. And then I will share it with you.
Okay.
You won't be able to make those edits on your phone.
On the phone.
Yeah, if you build the code, you won't be able to make, because moving pictures around and everything on your phone screen.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to are you on our WhatsApp group chat?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you just we're going to send out notification. Let me see. I'm going to work on this and then I'm going to get back to you. Is your name Zikora here?
My name is my son's name.
Oh, okay.
He uses it for his class. So I think it was his name that he saved. So that's why you're saying Zikora.
Okay. So what's
Uchenna.
Uchenna?
Uchenna, it's my name. And so if you go to the platform, it's Uchenna.
Okay. So I'm going to find you and then I'm going to ask you to book time for schedule time for us to look at this a bit more while after I've created a link for you so that you look at it and tell me your feedback.
It's all right.
I'll send you a link on the
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I hope we're able to you learned one or two new things.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for staying on. Sunny Bello, thank you. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too.
Bye.